Hi, Aaron here, and in this short video I'm going to be showing you the 5 unforgivable mistakes you should never make on your resume. Plus, I'm going to be giving you some detail on the exact steps you can take to easily overcome these mistakes to ensure that your resume has the right ingredients to land that job interview. Now, working as a coach, I do agree with Dennis Waitley's quote, and without making mistakes, life would not only be pretty dull, it would also mean that we were not challenging and stretching ourselves and learning as a result. But with that said, when it comes down to writing your resume, these mistakes are some of the ones you just can't afford to make. So mistake number 1 is lack of specifics. Now, you might already know that a recruiter or potential employer will on average only spend about 6 seconds scanning through a resume. So this means you don't have time to waste on long paragraphs without any real meat, which don't show the value that you can give to the role and the organisation. So to solve this, give details of your specific accomplishments and include numbers and percentages as much as possible. Now keep it brief and relative to the job role you're applying for. Take this accomplishment for instance. Manage projects from concepts through to installation. Now to improve it, you might say, managed 8 projects in excess of $350,000 from concepts through to successful installation, accumulating in a combined gross profit of 49%. Now I think that sounds a lot better. What about you? Now mistake number 2, typos and grammatical errors. Now your resume needs to contain perfectly constructed sentences with the appropriate punctuation and grammar. And also, it needs to be devoid of any typos whatsoever. Now you can avoid this by downloading the free writing and grammar checking app called Grammarly. Simply copy and paste your sentences into it and Grammarly will go to work checking for grammar and punctuation errors. Now the next mistake candidates make on their resume, failing to have context around their accomplishments. This could be compared to trying to tell someone a story but missing out the beginning and the end of it. So when expressing the value you've brought, remember to include the situational context around the event. For example, rather than just saying increase sales by 10%, which sounds good, right? You could say, increase sales by 10% in 1 year, despite a prior 3-year trend of declining sales and a depressed market. Do you see how awesome that sounds? Now the next mistake employers see too often is the lazy person's method of job hunting. Now these people I call fishermen, and they write a generic resume listing their previous job role and duties and bombard job boards and recruiters with it. Now they cast out their net hoping that someone somewhere will have a job that fits their resume. But needless to say, it rarely happens and they end up not only disappointed, also in a job that they hate. So here it's really important to create a new resume specifically for each job role you're applying for. Now that includes writing a target summary or objective statement for each job role you apply for too. Plus, tailor your skills and accomplishments to the job description. For example, if the job description asks that the candidate should show excellent communication skills, tell them exactly how you've successfully accomplished that in your previous roles. So finally, on to mistake number 5. The objective or summary statement. Now, it's an easy mistake to make thinking that these vitally important statements are similar to each other, whereas the truth is they are poles apart and not interchangeable at all. Let me just show you why. An objective statement should only be used if you're just entering the workforce, lack experience, or changing career direction completely. And even then, it should still be specific to the company you're applying to. It should serve as a statement of the benefit you can bring to the company and not just about what you want from the job. Now, to better see this in action, let's take a look at a few examples. So the bad objective statement, as you can see, is not only unspecific, it also is all about what the candidate wants. It gives no context or value to the reader, and above all, doesn't target the company. Whereas the second example, the reader is given clear context to what the candidate's skills are and what role they are looking for in the chosen company. So although an objective statement can be useful, there is a split of opinion with recruiters and hiring managers on its benefits and how it works effectively. And it needs to be carefully written and carefully constructed. There's a big move lately to ditch the objective statement and go for a summary statement instead. So this type of statement should be used if you are on a more traditional career path and you're staying in the same industry. It's also great if you have no major gaps in your employment history and your career shows steady growth and promotions. Now the summary statement should be a short, few worded and well-targeted sentences that summarise your skills and experience. Not only that, it should support the rest of your resume and quickly answer the hiring manager's burning question, which is, how does this person's skills and experience fit and solve our company's wants and needs? Let's take a look at an example of a good summary statement. Experienced sales manager with 10 years plus experience in the retail industry, with strengths in customer services, sales and negotiations. Proven skills in marketing, advertising, product integration and promotions. Successful in developing strategies that have resulted in over a 20% increase in new customers. Instrumental in developing an incentives reward program with a repeat customer success rate of over 45%. Sure, there's room for improvement in that statement, but it's still pretty good, right? It communicates value, it's to the point, and it showcases this person's experience and achievements. Well, that about wraps it up for this video, and I hope it's given you plenty of value and above all helped you falling into just some of the traps that made while creating a resume. Now, until next time, thanks for watching, and I hope to speak to you very, very soon.